I was a street nigga early in my career, and I just had paper, and I just really did what I want with the rap shit. It was just when I was young, I started rapping a little bit, and people took a liking to it, and I had mad money, and I just didn't know what the fuck to do with it. Basically, I was a nigga that really didn't have much guidance by parents. Right. Definitely not by my parents. My mom was always fucking working. I mean, she taught me how to have morals and shit like that. She raised me right. But
so when did you tap into the music field in terms of, honing your craft?
I ended up getting a distribution deal early in like 2010. That didn't work out so well for me, but it got me a broader audience. And that shit kind of went south for me, so I took a little 5-year break after that. And I came back. And now I got a nice little distribution team behind me. We just touched the top 40 with my album that dropped on March 10th. I got songs with Beanie Sigel now. Just dropped one with Cassidy. Nature from the Firm, Best Believe, Frenchie from Brick Squad.
Whoa, okay.
You know, and all the shit, like I said, was basically out of pocket. But
so what's it like, working with artists like Beanie Sigel?
Oh man, it was like a dream come true, man. It was just crazy. Like, I don't look at them as anything different than myself, but I look at them as forefathers. You know what I mean? So when I had a chance to do a song with an artist like Beanie Sigel, that's major to me because he's like one of the most legendary niggas from the time rap was in its golden era when it was shining real hard. So
yeah, Beanie.
It was a blessing. It showed me that I'm on that same plane as they are. But one thing I know about the game is a lot of artists in the game ain't really touched the kind of paper I touched in my life. So that's why I said when I be dealing with these new artists like that and I get those features, it makes me feel a certain way inside because like I said, I know I'm finally at that level now. But it marks my goals off. Once I reached that level where I could get features with artists like that, I knew my journey was complete.
Right.
That's where I was trying to get to. You know what I mean?
So being in the studio, collaborating, does it, give you somewhat of a boost in your confidence, and if it does, what else is to become, after making one feature with a major star? I mean, this guy's been sharing bars with Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying, the best of them.
Bro, that's the crazy part about that.
Right.
That is the craziest part about that feature. So I was like, damn.
Could you share any conversations that you might have had that was somewhat,
Well, Siegel's not much of a talker, for one, so.
To my Sheik?
Beanie Sigel.
Oh, Beanie Sigel wasn't. Okay,
yeah, he wasn't much of a talker.
Right.
And he was going through the period where he had just got shot in his lung.
Got you,
So he was like...
saving them breaths.
Yeah, for sure. But I picked him up from the airport. And that's when like, you go crazy inside as an artist like me that been grinding your whole life.
Right.
And you see Beanie Sigel walk out the airport. And you like, yeah, it's really going to happen. Because, you get a kind of nervousness in your body when you waited for something that big to happen.
Right.
Subconsciously, you get let down in life so much, you like, something going to happen, this shit ain't going to happen. You start to think like that a little bit.
Like
so when
he true.
yeah, when he walked out the airport, it was like the biggest day of my motherfucking life. But he basically got in the car. I was like, yo, what's good with you? He looked me in my eyes. And he was like, yo, you did your thing on the verse, bro. He was like, yeah, you definitely showed up, bro. You did that.
So he heard the verse before y'all all...
Yep.
Okay, gotcha. No doubt.
So how I got that play was through a guy I know named Juma Sampson. He was locked up with Siegel. So he knew him, and you know, this is what love, showing genuine love to people do for you. I got this feature basically out of me showing genuine love to Juma Sampson.
Right, he heard you spit and all that?
Nah, it had nothing to do with that. That's even more why I'm saying, like, when you be yourself, opportunities just land in your hand, you know?
Right.
So I was at a studio session with another cat from Rochester I was going to meet. And I'm on Facebook as I'm sitting there in the session with the cat, and I seen some dope ass clothing that I like come down the timeline. Mm-hmm. It was Juma Sampson clothing line. So I inboxed him. I was like, yo, bro. I was like, I see your clothes, man. That shit is mad fire. I would like to make a purchase. He was like, yo, where you at? I told him where I was. He pulled up with the clothes. I bought the motherfucking shirt from him.
Kept it real.
Yeah, and he was like, yo, on some G shit, what if I told you you could get a verse with Beanie Sigel right now? Would you do it? Bro, I looked at the nigga, I'm like, stop playing with me, bro. I'm like, don't play with me.
So you had to hear your music.
Exactly.
Okay.
So he was like, I know who you are. He was like, your name speaks volumes around here.
Didn't even know.
Yeah.
Just doing other business with
That's why I said genuine love got me that opportunity.
Right.
He called Beanie Sigel right there on the spot, bro.
Wow. That's crazy.
He was like, Sig, I got somebody that want to do a joint with you, man. He was like, yo, put half the money down, send me the beat. I sent Juma half the money, sent the beat. He said, I have your verse back to you in like a week.
Wow.
I said, bet. So Juma hit me back. He was like, bro, Big Bro said he heard the hook. He said he can't believe that joint. Mm-hmm. He said that shit fire.
Wow.
I was like, that's what's up. He sent the verse back, bro. I shed a tear. I ain't even gonna lie. Mm-hmm. I shed a motherfucking tear, bro. And I locked in with the nigga. We shot the video in California.
So how did the video come about? I know that probably was a different level of just being on the verse. You know what I'm saying?
We had Otto, the director from Rock Nation, shot that. Mm-hmm. You know, that cost another penny too.
But he was willing and able to do the videos. That's big right there within itself. That's what's up.
Yeah. I was always that artist known in my town I never really did the featured artist thing. Mm-hmm. But then when I took time off from the game and I came back, Special and E and all them niggas had it lit, I seen how the game was going now. So I jumped in properly. And I told myself, I said, if I'm going to jump back in the lane and I've been going for a minute, I got to do something powerful.
Right.
And I was just recording. I was getting my shit right. I was going back on my run again.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then boom, all of a sudden the Beanie Sigel opportunity lands. Then boom, I reach out to Nature. A nigga that sat right next to Nas, opportunity lands.
Right.
Boom, now I got Pip Jones, Dave East artist. Boom, I sat in the room with Jadakiss. I won a Jadakiss competition. Mm-hmm. Then I had to sit down with Dave East. I had to sit down with Styles. Like,
his rubber elbow was just getting, familiar with that
within
vibe.
3 years, I was back in position. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I shout out to my brother Young Sleep, man, because he was in motion, and I said, bro, I'm about to come back. I got some paper. I said, fuck it, man. You open up the doors, bitch, and we gonna ride through the motherfucking lanes. Whatever we need, I'm just gonna put it up. And he said, whatever I got, I'm gonna put with you. And I said, fuck it, let's go.
Shout out to YS.
And man, we've been rocking shit since.
Yeah, there's another young gunner that's been putting in work from the town. So, before these collaborations, you said you didn't do too many collaborations. I've known you and heard some tracks that you've collaborated on and done some in the past.
As far as like industry
gotcha.
Collaborations.
Right,
Yeah. No, see, that's funny because speaking on a town level, like,
so on a town
level,
level,
that was my main focus, to do many features with other artists as possible, to establish my brand as a dominant brand. Mm-hmm. Everywhere you look, that's where I'm at. You know what I mean? So yeah.
In the early stages, you were with another local artist by the name of Monster Black.
Yeah. The Connect. We had a group called The Connect. Me,
Gotcha.
him, and Her Legend.
So it was another member that was affiliated,
Mm-hmm.
no doubt. And back then, man, the bars was just, straightforward, just, edgewise, just going into, different, various lives. What was it like just performing in places like Dublin Underground?
Oh, man,
Dublin.
Dublin damn near was how my career started, man.
Really?
Any motherfucker that know Black Sinatra know Dublin was the motherfucking prime time spot, bro. You feel me?
Right, no doubt.
No, I salute Dublin. I salute Dublin. Dublin Underground was.
Dublin Underground had a lot of local artists that was, locally.
If you came up out of Rochester, man, Dublin was a prime time spot for you, man. I mean, anybody that was anybody in our city was rocking in Dublin. Shit, I knew I was pretty much at the prime time in my career when we did the Valentine's Day show, man. Me, Her Legend, and Monster Black.
Right.
Bro, we sold the upstairs out and the downstairs out. Bitch, you couldn't even get in that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, I was talking to my man Harvey. You know Harvey. He's like, Sinat, man, you know these niggas be hating on you. But he said, I had to shut a nigga down the other day for you. I straight up looked at this nigga and was like, did y'all forgot this nigga was coming in Dublin with furs on, real furs, real 24K, like buying everybody a shot that you could fucking find. If you was drinking in that bitch and I was buying that shit, like, he was like, niggas be trying to stun on you, like, you, like, whatever. I said, and I told my man, I said, I appreciate that, bro. I do appreciate shit like that, because, when you love yourself, people gonna shoot at you all the time, man. Cause motherfuckers, one thing I've always felt in life is the hardest thing to obtain in life is supreme confidence. You know what I mean? Because life gonna knock you down so many times, and it really is how much you got in your tank, man. That's what life is about. That's what I'm figuring, and you honestly got to keep your space clean, because the more shit you allow yourself around is the more drama you bring into you. The more it's all from interaction. All the drama you get is from interaction. Either you interacted the wrong way or they coming at you the wrong way. So that's what you got to perceive. You know what I mean?
People can misinterpret certain things.
That's a whole fucking fact. But yeah, Dublin, man, that shit that was the time of my life, actually, bro. That's when I was one of my richest times in my life, man. I was worth $100,000 in cash, like street nigga with no parents, nigga, and living on Park Ave, and I was 26, 27. Like, I was the nigga that really didn't have shit. And when I got in them streets, I was just able to get it. And once I was able to get it, man, I pretty much did so much of that period of my life, my nigga, like I made myself a staple. That was the period that I made myself a staple. And then, like, when we first linked up and you started, that was my spiral down from that period.
Right, trying to come on back up, right?
Yeah, you see I had the sling on where the cops had beat me up and everything. It was like I went from the top to the bottom. Like, the system took everything from me, court cases, all kind of shit. You know how I go when you're a street nigga, man. Court cases, partying, shit like that. But
what was it like, being in the mindset that, of course, you got to move on, in different phases of your life. Of course, you have people that have differences of opinions of who you,
right,
collaborate with, do features with. Did you ever have problems, in terms of, doing features with any locals in the town? And if so,
Well, pretty much, I'm going to say it like this. I have. If they are major in this city, I got a song with them. Even the ones you never heard. Yes, I got songs with 38 Special. Me and 38 Special have one song.
But you got one for it, right?
Yeah, we recorded. We did that shit in fucking 98, 2000. We was label mates at one time.
On the come up, right?
Yeah, Me 38 Special, MOZ, Nickel Fields, Midnight, Callion.
Mm-hmm.
We was all Ally. We was all label mates. So I mean, we had the greatest label, I think, in the city, man. As far as look at all the artists that's still doing it. We all touched that label, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and you know the funny part about that? I was like the main artist at that time. Like, me and Spec started to take off. Ally took off. Ally was the first one to get on the radio. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We all got our own feats as being the kings we are.
Right.
As how I would say that. So.
Do you remember your first mixtape? And if so, what was the process like making your first mixtape?
Wow. Yo, I was recording when tapes was out, bro. You feel me?
Right.
I recorded when you had to get in the booth and spit the whole song, bro.
Don't mess up.
Yeah. You had to spit 3 verses in a row, my nigga. Like, yeah, I've been recording since then. Like, I had like 3 tapes, my nigga, and then the mixtape that probably meant the most to me was called Young Old Nigga.
Wow, what's the process like making that?
That was when I first recorded professionally with Midnight and all them. Like I came up with Scratchmaster's production, my man Busy. You know Busy?
Busy?
Yeah.
Sound familiar.
Busy. Bobby Wooden on
Okay,
Facebook.
no doubt.
Yeah. Okay, that's who started me on tapes, bro.
That's my boy.
And then my bad, B. Then I started messing with Midnight then, and I was working at St. John Fisher at the time, so I was trapping real hard, and then I got blessed to have a job at St. John Fisher in the salad bar. So that's perfect for a nigga like me. Primetime college area, my nigga, and I'm hustling, and I'm the brand new tape out.
Right.
Bro, I literally sold like 2,000 to 3,000 mixtapes on campus.
That's dope.
Through the fucking salad bar, bro. $5 to $10 a piece. I ain't even gonna lie, depending on who it was, they paid a different price at that time, because nigga be hustling.
Right.
Bitch, if I feel like that person gonna pay $10, I'm gonna tell them 10. If I'm looking at a person and I know they only gonna pay 5, I'm gonna tell them 5.
That's a good couple right
That's a hustler. I'm a hustler, man, So, yeah, I was living. That's how I really established myself right there. That's why I remember that mixtape so much. Right. And then we had put out a compilation called Midnight's Upstate Takeover. It was all Midnight beats, and then it was all of us. The artist I named over his beats on that.
Shout out to Midnight.
I sold like fucking 5,000 units of that. I like really built my name so independently out. Not even out the trunk, just in wherever I was at. Nigga, like, you know what I'm saying?